Thank you for joining me again. And thank you again for understanding about this video being delayed. I had mentioned in the community tab that it would be delayed since I wasn't feeling well. And quite a few of you liked the post or commented. I really appreciate that. I wasn't sure if the community tab was something that people often look at. I didn't even realize it was a thing until a few months ago when a video I was watching mentioned it. But if that's something you all will see, it seems like a really useful tool. I'll be sure to utilize it a little more as time goes on. I also wanted to say thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed. The subscriber count jumped from 50 to 100 in just this last week, and I'm honestly a bit shocked about it. I did end up going out to eat at this cute macrobiotic place to celebrate on the day that I hit 100. I'd been hoping that I would hit 100 by the end of January once the count got up to 50, but I was very prepared to comfort myself and had a whole list of other accomplishments to soothe me, along with reading and rereading the comments on the videos I've made and the comments on Patreon. You all have been very kind, and I really do appreciate the company. It's helped me a lot as I've been struggling in this last month mentally and physically. I've had some moments of actual joy, which I haven't felt in a long time, and have been towing the feelings of accomplishment. I wanted to say thank you especially to my patrons. I'll be doing something a little special for those of you who are in or who joined the Pen Pal Club tier in February. I can't promise to be able to do things like this every time, depending on how many people end up joining Pen Pal Club over time. But I wanted to make sure that each of you felt some thanks for everything that you've done. You've literally paid my electricity bills over the last few months, and that alone has been a big relief. So if you're in the Pen Pal Club, make sure your name and address are up to date, and I'll start mailing out bits this week, and I'll probably showcase what the extra little surprises in my next video. I've got all of my next video recorded, other than that little surprise bit, so providing that it didn't go smoothly, that should be up on the normal schedule. Which, speaking of, do you have a preference for upload dates and times? YouTube analytics aren't particularly helpful right now since I only have a month of weekly upload data plus sporadic upload data to compare with. So I'd really like to hear your thoughts. If you can include the day of the week and the time zone that you're in, that would be really great. From the little bit of data that I do have, it seems everyone is kind of all over, but maybe I can try to post a video somewhere in the middle for us all. That was a lot of business talk. Would you like to talk about journaling now? I definitely would. If you've been following me for a little while, you'll know that I have a deep connection to Becky Chambers' writing. A Psalm for the Wild Built might be my favorite book that I've ever read, and it's actually the reason why I have physical copies of all of her books. It's difficult for me to order English books where I live. The shipping is a bit expensive, the books are a little bit more expensive than what I would pay in a store, and it takes a long time to ship here. But I love them. And I've been really enjoying having a physical, tactile relationship with books again. I've also gotten to use these tiny sticky flags as well, and it makes me really happy to see them out of the edge of my books like tiny blades of grass. I actually finished 2 Becky Chambers books this week. The Galaxy and the Ground Within, which is the penultimate book of her Wayfarer series, and To Be Taught If Fortunate, which is a standalone but has similar space exploration themes. I decided to record quotes from the first one this week. There's a few quotes that I have flagged that I didn't write down because they hit just a little too close to my heart. I also wasn't ready to read them aloud. There is one that is actually quite long, as it's more of a monologue, but I've cut it down a bit to add to my book. I'd like to read it to you. It's at a point in the book where the characters are having a very intense and heated discussion. One of the characters arrives in this conversation partway through, and in an attempt to lighten the mood, she is asked a question meant to be a little tongue-in-cheek, but she takes it very seriously. She says, "I want everybody to get along, and I want to make them dessert. I'm not being funny. I don't know much about politics, And I should know about these things. But everything is just so much. I don't need to know things to be able to tell that something isn't working, that something is wrong. I just want everybody to get along and to be well taken care of. This character is someone that I would actually really love to meet if she were real. She cares so deeply and runs what basically amounts to a bed and breakfast and also a roadside stand. There are so many different species coming to and fro through her rest stop, and she does absolutely everything she can, and more, to meet each of the species' individual needs, while balancing all of the other species as well. I found her entirely lovable, and immediately found a kindred spirit in what definitely amounts to others as efforts that are trying too hard. I found that quote in particular to be so pure and so heartfelt and so incredibly human, which is a little ironic since she isn't human. There's one more quote I'd like to share, and I've actually been really looking forward to reading it aloud. It says, "Life was never a matter of one decision alone. Life was just a bunch of tiny steps, one after another, each a conclusion that led to a dozen questions more." Pei still had no idea what she was going to do about her job, her crew, or anything else. But she knew where she was headed now, and that wasn't nothing. I really like this quote, especially since I've been struggling to find my way in the world and the life that I have for myself right now. I found a few things, like journaling, in this channel that have managed to ground me, even a little. And that's not nothing. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you for subscribing. I'm so happy to have my little YouTube community grow. Please consider joining my Patreon if you have the means. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.